How's it hanging, you racist? I'm Dave Rubin. I should apologize. That's not the right way to start a show. You can't start a show by calling your audience racist. You're a bunch of racist, homophobic, transphobic bigots. I'm sorry, I tried to condense it into one little thing. How you doing, people? Good to be with you. A lot of silliness going on. Some banana stories we're going to have to talk about from your failing mainstream media.
In North Carolina, the State Board of Education is grappling with how history should be taught in schools. The 13-member board is split on changes in what students learn in social studies classes, and, of course, it's all about race. The debate boils down to whether 3 terms should be added to the curriculum: systemic racism, systemic discrimination, and gender identity. Well, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, a Republican, insists those 3 terms wrongfully paint America as a divided nation. And he doesn't believe the country is systematically and systemically racist. But this is what is published in the Raleigh paper: an elephant in a Ku Klux Klan sheet, portrayed as GOP members of the state school board with the caption, "We prefer a clean sheet." Well, guess who happens to be head of the GOP led school board there in North Carolina? Well, it's Lieutenant Governor that I just talked about, Mark Robinson. And last I checked, he also happens to be a black man.
When you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination. The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s. In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely.
And to be quite honest with you, I find it sad that people who talk about inclusion, talk about, standing up for marginalized groups and standing up, want to promote ideas like Black History Month and all the great things that surround that, that on the second day of Black History Month, one day after we celebrated the events of February 1st, where lunch counters, the beginning of desegregation actually started with lunch counters and the great things that happened there, that a major news outlet, not someone on Facebook, not someone on Instagram, not some private citizen on their personal page, a major news outlet would publish a cartoon like the one that you just saw. It's very distressing to see how that someone of that caliber, or we think should be of that caliber, would do that.
It now seems like the Democrats are trying to make Republicans synonymous with racism. This is not only incorrect, but it is doing far more harm than good.
Well, again, this goes back to the whole moniker that they label all conservatives. It says the GOP right there. He's an elephant, that somehow we're all connected with the Ku Klux Klan, which is absolutely ridiculous. I believe that what we're seeing with this systemic racism, systemic discrimination, trying to be infused into our education for our kids, this is all coming from this Black Lives Matter movement. Is it not, Governor?
I believe that it's coming from the left in general, whether it be Black Lives Matter, whether it just be those who believe in leftist dogma. I truly believe that that's where it's coming from. And it's a push towards socialism and teaching the socialist dogma in our classroom, teaching people that America is a bad place, that America's history is something that we should be ashamed of. And let's be clear about this. There's been systems in this country that was racist. We had slavery at one time. We had Jim Crow in the South. We had divided states in our Midwest and in other areas. But by and large, it was our system of government, our Constitution, our founding documents that we leaned on to destroy those things.